And so I think it would be cool to be like lifted and manipulated within the thing I'm wearing.
Yeah. And then you explode at the end.
While all this like cool queer stuff is happening. And then at the end, I die and shower everyone in my guts.
To Cancel Your Plans
with Mary Ryan.
And I'm Kyle Gazamian.
and we're just so happy to be here.
We're just so thrilled to be. We feel insane today. We both feel insane. Mary slept for 15 hours.
Yeah.
I'm fresh off of like a 48-hour migraine.
Yeah.
Like I'm still in the throes of like a migraine hangover, so nothing's real right now.
Yeah, Kyle is in that like cloudy space.
Which is kind of nice though. I feel sort of unburdened from the chains of, I don't know, reality.
Society. Mm-hmm. Migraines take you away from the. But
you're well rested. You said
I'm
you're feeling good.
Extremely well rested. I've already had a matcha. I got a second matcha that's in the fridge right now. I'm new to caffeine. Like in the last couple years, I've started to like really. I know that sounds crazy at my age, but
at your big age,
at my huge age. But I just never drank caffeine in my 20s, and now I'm drinking it, and I'm digging the high.
Yeah.
I'm digging
the high. Do you think you're going to move on to meth soon or what?
Yeah, I need something more.
Anyway,
but yeah, I'm feeling good today.
I'm so sorry. I feel insane.
Kyle, what did you cancel on this week?
Well, I canceled on a bunch of stuff just because I was feeling crazy.
Yeah, you had a great excuse.
From the migraine.
A medical excuse.
So this was something that I had to reschedule because of like a work thing. So my boyfriend and I had our anniversary.
Oh, yes.
And we were like, it lands on, he was working on a thing and I was like, it's okay, no pressure. We'll just push it to the following week. Mm-hmm. And we ended up pushing that to this week. And it was a trip to
I think you need to tell everyone
medieval times, baby. Medieval times in Buena Park, California got me fucking together. It was so good. It was the best. It was my first time going to medieval times.
I haven't been either. It's expensive.
It was pretty expensive, but it was also, I don't know.
Worth it.
The amount of money that I would have spent on like an expensive dinner in LA came out to about the same. I paid for like a little bit of a celebration package. So we got like a photo. We didn't have to pay for we did pay for the photo in the package, but like, and a slice of cake. Everything was just
inclusive.
It was great.
All included.
We sat in the front row.
For like the jousting, right?
The whole show is like jousting and like horses are doing stuff. There's a whole storyline. It was crazy.
Whoa.
Loved it. It was grand.
That's so fun.
I will be returning.
Okay, I'd love to go with you at some point.
Absolutely come. I think that for any major event, I want to celebrate
a
with
birthday
medieval times.
maybe next year.
I'll probably do that. Then we also went to golf and stuff, which was pretty close.
What was the end stuff?
Well, it's like arcade games. Mm-hmm. It's mini golf. So we went for mini golf, arcade games, and then they have bumper boats.
Bumper boats.
Have you seen The Karate Kid?
Yeah.
It's the place. It's the mini golf place from The Karate Kid.
That's where they filmed it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's really cool. So it's like a relic of the 80s. It was great. And then we did that. And then went to medieval times.
Do they have like a plaque that's like Karate Kid was filmed here?
They had a few.
Love that.
It wasn't a plaque. It was more of a vinyl banner.
Okay, yeah, that works.
More than one vinyl banner, but yeah,
as
it was
they
great.
Should. That's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah,
that's one of the most like famous movies of all time.
So yeah, I canceled the plan to have sort of like a regular anniversary dinner thing, and then we pushed it by I was going to go somewhere else just for mini golf, and then I was like, well, now that we have a full day that we could squeeze this into, let's go to medieval times as well.
What a fun day.
It was great. It was such a nice time.
Joey's a lucky guy.
Mm-hmm. I agree. What about you?
So I had a very literal cancellation, and I decided to cancel my AMC A-List subscription.
Wow, that's a big move. You're going to take a lot of heat for this, actually.
Oh, I know. I've only had it for 2 months. Here's the thing. As you know from the pod, I don't like to go out. I like to stay inside. If I'm going to watch a movie, I prefer to do it in my home or at a friend's home. Don't get me wrong. I love going to the movies. Like, it's so fun. I just, I don't have it in me to do it enough to make the A-list worth it. Because I think, it's $25 a month or $30.
Yeah,
maybe?
and then also people who are like, disciples of the A-list.
Yeah.
They really stress to you that like, well, no, once you get it, then that'll get you to the movies more often. And I'm like, to see what? What's even out in theaters anymore?
And a lot of my A-list friends are like going to just see stuff they don't even want to see just to make it worth it, I guess.
So I can sit in silence next to a friend and then get a tummy ache off all the popcorn I ate?
Right. Here's the thing. Last time I went to the movies like a month ago, I had the worst stomach ache because I put on so much butter on the popcorn, like to a point where the popcorn was soggy. Yeah.
I'm going to drown this popcorn and butter.
So I guess you really only have to see like one movie to make it worth it because movies are expensive now.
Why don't you
but I just couldn't, so I canceled, and I gave it. I really didn't give it a fair shot. I gave it 2 months. I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. You're right, and that's okay.
Is there anything that you want to say to people who are going to come after you with pitchforks?
I think it's a great program if you have the time to see like 5 movies a week. That's what some people do. Who has that time?
I love that. So shady. And like, if you have time to see 5 movies a week, sure, knock yourselves out. Yeah, but me, I'm busy and employed.
I'm booked and busy. I am giving condescending. Like, my mom would say stuff like this when I was younger. Like, well, if you have the time to do that.
I think we've talked about this. Yeah. Both of our moms were like, who has the time?
Yeah. My mom definitely would, like, judge people like, wow, you own 5 dogs? Like, who has the time? We're living our lives.
We have a great show for you.
Yeah, we have great guests.
Jiavani is here. We're going to chit-chat with Jiavani. It's going to be a good time. There are a handful of inventions that have changed the course of humanity.
The printing press.
The internet.
Cell phones.
The Snuggie. But none have changed our lives more than CVT ice cream. With CVT ice cream, we can just stay home whenever we please.
You can have soft serve in a pouch. How comfortable is that?
Why would you leave your home when the soft serve is in your home?
It's just in your freezer. You just take it out and it thaws as you slurp.
That's right. As you slurp, it thaws. CVT ice cream comes in 2 incredible flavors, chocolate and vanilla. And it comes in a pouch that thaws as you slurp.
And you can get it. You know where you can get it?
Where can I get it, Barry?
You can get it at a local grocery store, but how do you find that local grocery store? Oh, I don't know.
Go into their website.
Which is cvtsoftserve.com/locator.
/locator, correct. Get on there. Today, we are joined by an actor and comedian who you may know from her work on various programs on Dropout TV, Comedy Central's DIGMAN, Netflix's Between Two Ferns the movie, and that one Progressive insurance commercial with NSYNC. She's the man of the hour, the land of the free, and home of the Big Booty Burger. Welcome to Cancel Your Plans, Giovanni.
Easily the only intro I have ever truly liked. Really? I love that. Home of the Big Booty Burger. Home of the Big Booty Burger. I love that so much. I brought you each a gift.
Stop!
This is an incredible standard to set. Everyone bring gifts now.
This is the first time this has happened on the pod.
Oh, exciting.
Oh my gosh. I love her.
There you go. You each get a headless doll.
This one has a knife for a hand.
Whoa. Oh my God, I really love her.
Incredible, a headless doll.
Oh my God. Oh, now I'm thinking where she's going to go in my apartment.
Wow.
Because she means a lot to me.
Oh, wow. We should keep them on the set. They should become part of the set dressing.
Yeah. Giovanni, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
This also sets the tone, I think, for the rest of the show.
Yeah. I don't know what your show is about, but I brought those. I'm wearing a bracelet that Kyle stole from a house once long ago.
Oh my God. I forgot. I used to clean apartments and I stole that.
Yes.
Stole a bracelet.
Your time as a... Wow.
And I brought...
There's a lot of Easter eggs
I meant to do like a slow burn of the things that I brought, but I know I'll forget, and I'm not good at keeping surprises. I'll just forget. I also brought this picture of me and Kyle from when we worked at Seaworld.
Oh my God.
Stop.
Wow.
This is me as DJ Cotton Candy, the Halloween party dance aficionado DJ who looks like Cotton Candy. And Kyle was Frankenfish.
Mm-hmm. Which is, of course, a Frankenstein fish.
Can I put this up to this one? Can you see it? Okay. You got it?
We'll punch in. We'll bring it in.
Wow. I mean, I've heard lore about this job that you guys had.
It was incredible. It was an incredible gig. The money was good, and mind you, this was post Blackfish.
Yeah,
we needed that check bad.
Post, yes, you guys.
We watched the documentary, and we said that's very sad. When's the bus? Listen, Jiavani, thank you so much for the gifts. This is
I'm feeling like overwhelmed.
Feeling loved. So this show is called Cancel Your Plans. It's about canceling plans. Mary and I are homebodies. We love to bail on things and find creative ways to bail on them. And I was curious if you would share your relationship to canceling plans.
Well, Kyle and I lived together for many years, and I feel like we articulated this idea early on. Kyle had just moved in, and we had gone to some event together, and I turned to Kyle at like the height of the excitement of the party, and I said, I love leaving things. And Kyle said, I love leaving. And we left, and it was great. One of my favorite things to do is to leave a New Year's Eve party around 11:30 p.m. And then like the Ubers are cheaper. It's not a bunch of drunk people on the street yet. Everybody's settled into whatever party they're going to be at 11:30. And then when I get home and I'm in bed at like 12:15, nestled in, I giggle to myself because I'm not dealing with any of the hassle of New Year's Eve getting home stuff.
It is crazy.
I don't need to count down, and I'll kiss people whenever. I don't care.
Yeah.
You don't need like a holiday to kiss someone random at a party.
No, I'm looking for the path of least resistance. And so if I get to party and go home easy, I have successfully done the night.
Yeah. And it's cute. Like, there's nothing better than arriving home as the fireworks are happening. And you're just sort of like, wow, for me, wow. And you get in bed and you just, it's such a good feeling. The image that you painted of nestling reminded me of those first few weeks of COVID where LA was in like extreme lockdown and everything was canceled. And I remember both of us had a bunch of shows on the calendar. Yeah. We were like, we were really like running ourselves ragged at that point, trying to do a million shows in a month. The second that our shows got canceled, I remember both of us just being so thrilled.
Yes.
Because at that point we were like, well, it's going to be 2 weeks. We thought it was going
to be a week or two. Yeah. Whatever.
And then I remember the days kept on passing, and every day we met on the couch in our blankets, kicking our feet, giggling, going, we're getting away with it.
So giddy. It was such a realization and a revelation when we found out about Shutdown. We were together, and I was like, oh my God, no one can do shows, because I am, like blessed with shows to perform in, live comedy stuff. But I was saying yes to like basically everything, because sometimes it feels like, oh, if I don't say yes to everything, then I'm going to miss something, and it's going to be the thing that so-and-so was at, and I won't have been there. And then I will have successfully derailed my entire career, which I'm trying tooth and nail to get off the ground. And it doesn't even feel like you can go on vacation or you can really rest yourself, because it's like, what am I missing? And it was the first opportunity to actually relax and not be missing anything or stressed about how I might be deterring money or a future or something. And it was such an amazing feeling before we knew what was like, how big it was going to be. To just like be at home watching movies and not feeling bad about it.
You could take a deep breath, and our industry and this city there's just so much pressure. You said it perfectly. It's like, if you even take one day off, you're going to be behind, and someone else is going to take that imaginary spot that we have been waiting for. Right. Yeah. So and you gave yourself permission.
And we say imaginary, but it's happened. I didn't do it. It's certainly happened. That's why we're freaked out about it. There was one show that I didn't do. It was a rap battle comedy show, and this person DM'd me and was like, hey, I replaced you in that rap battle show, and now I'm on whatever MTV whatever that show is. I don't remember. Wild and Out. And now I'm on Wild and Out because there was a scout there that day.
They DM'd you and said...
They DM'd me to tell me that.
Did we talk about this?
I don't know.
I want to know the name afterwards.
I don't know. But I was like, okay, like it's fine. But like, I don't mind that I missed that specific opportunity. But like, it's not a nice message to receive.
No, that's evil to me.
Highly unnecessary.
You don't need that extra pressure that we already have on ourselves to then have someone DM you. By the way, I'm the exact like reflection of you missing something.
Yeah,
God forbid.
Oh, didn't feel good.
Oh, that's horrible.
We haven't talked about this yet in terms of like, we've talked about like FOMO and stuff, but never really the perceived theft of momentum.
Yeah.
That you'll feel when you're like, if I miss it, if I decide to not put myself there, someone is gonna Mario Kart double dash me just fucking and steal.
The shell's gonna hit you.
Yeah.
You're gonna fly
and
up.
it's so it's so partially made up, but also it is real. It's real.
Yeah.
Because I've also been that person who's just like dropped in to fill in for someone and then something cool came of it.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know that me being there would have changed anything. It might have been neither of us. It's like, I've luckily gotten to a place where it's like, well, my thing will be somewhere else and it's fine. I cannot be at every single thing every time, or I'll feel the way I did when we found out about shutdown, which is so relieved because I was doing more than a person can actually handle.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be in that place again.
You were at capacity. Like you can't do more past that. And now, dare I say, like we have completely shifted as a culture because of COVID.
Now you can't get people to show up for shit.
No, I mean, really, that is the reality.
No,
and all auditions are virtual now, and meetings are virtual. And I mean, there's so many amazing parts to that.
But also, thank God, because the shift, especially, I don't know, in sketch comedy stuff, or even just like a table, to be able to zoom into a table read or something now. Oh, mama.
I love a Zoom reading.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something where it's like, listen, we all understand that, like, yes, the timing will be off a little bit just because we're all over Zoom. But like, if something's been worked on enough, it'll still be fun. That means, oh my gosh, what a treat. We're laughing now on Zoom. We're going to laugh even more when we're all in person.
Yeah. My friend, I was like, went over to help my friend with her self-tape. And she was like, oh, look at my new ring light. Look how small it packs down. This is great for vacation. And I was like, stop everything. No, this is not the kind of thing that we should be celebrating. Like, think of the work I can do while I'm on vacation. No, it's not right.
But they can tell. They know that the second you land somewhere, that's when I've literally the last 4 self-tapes that I've got have always come when I'm not at home.
Yeah.
If your career is at a slump, book a trip.
Yep.
You will get so many emails, so many self-tapes.
Oh my gosh. Kyle was there I was on tour. I was in Scotland and I got an audition for Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which would have been my first TV credit. And I was like, oh, cool. And like coincidentally, because I'm like living with a bunch of artists, there was somebody there who could play piano. Somebody had a lav mic. Somebody else was taping. It was so cool. And it was the best audition I had ever sent in because I had a whole team of people available to do it. So I booked it, had to leave the tour early, pay my own way back, give back all the money that they had paid me, which I had already spent. And then I arrived back home. Me and Kyle are about to go out for celebration dinner and they cut my part.
I'll never forget that. It was crazy.
I have never experienced this before, but my knees buckled and I just like, and I just fell on the floor. I could not believe, like, after all that.
Flying from Scotland back to LA.
Yeah, on my own dime. Like,
it's like a 12-hour
flight.
flight.
Didn't you get sick on the way back too, or was that a different trip?
That was a different trip. I had a kidney infection on the way back from Australia. That was the worst 20 hours of my life.
Jesus.
You had a kidney infection on a flight from Australia to America?
Yeah, because it was the end of a tour, and we had to have Australian health insurance while we were there. My health insurance is about to end. My housing is about to end. Everybody's leaving. This is if I stay an extra minute, I will have to figure all of this out by myself and get home on my own. And I have no idea how to do any of that. So I just have to do it. I just have to do it in the worst pain I've ever been in. I have to get on this flight. It sucked.
Oh, man.
Let me tell you something about us, all right?
The two of us,
we both have never turned down opportunity for a little treat.
Especially a sweet treat.
And I'm not talking about like some ridiculous concoction of
like cashew
milk,
frozen yogurt
with like maybe like a little bit of what are they like agave on it?
Cacao.
Stop that! I want real chocolate. Yeah. I want a real sweet treat.
I want real ice cream.
I want real ice cream, and I want it readily available in a pouch in my freezer whenever I feel like I deserve a treat, which is always.
Every single day.
Which is always. And so can you. So get your butt to cvtsoftserve.com/locator to find out where you can get yourself one of these.
Don't deny yourself a sweet treat.
Don't deny it, baby.
I did recently, I dropped commercials because that was starting to feel that was not feeling healthy anymore. Like the turnaround times, what was being asked in terms of like I know some people really like self-tapes. I feel like a lot of times the requests are egregious. They also will call us in for in-person auditions on weekends and like weirdly late times and
during a fire.
Yeah, during the fires. That was wild. Like
so many people
were among like maybe 4 or 5 people that were like, these fuckers just had the nerve to send me a self-tape request. And I'm like, sorry, my ring light's at home that I evacuated.
Yeah. It was like fires, all the craziness, the fact that I've been thinking about it for a long time. And then I had a death in the family. And it was just like, even when everything's going great, a lot was being asked. You know, it's 11 a.m. Like, have this in by 4. You know, and it's like I couldn't have a life. And then I was grieving and I was stressed, and it was just like I don't want to do this anymore for my mental health. There's like different negotiations happening with commercials contracts, and I'm like, I'm willing to see what happens later, but right now it's just like that's untenable. I felt like I was starting to feel like the gambler who didn't know when to get up from the table, because I'm like, I don't like the way that this system works, but maybe this is the next, progressive commercial within sync, which keeps me afloat for the next 2 years. Yeah. But it's like, it's been like 4 years since that. It's not worth it.
They're
it's not worth it
very much anymore.
And the commercials don't pay that much anymore.
Yeah, even SAG commercials. It's shocking to see the difference that it used to be. Like back in the 90s, you could book 2 or 3 commercials and be good for 10 to 20 years.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, not that I was there in the 90s, but even as recently as 2020, it was like you could be sustained for a while. So my friend asked me to put her on tape for a commercial. It was like an hour turnaround time. She was like, they get what they get. I don't care. Yeah. And so I'm like, that was a scary idea to me, because I'm always like, what do they need? How can I fit myself into what I imagine they want from me? And she was just like, what? And like, just like going around like space work. No, like, they want you to have a 2x4 and to load it into the back of a car. And, and if that car is a Chevy, it doesn't have to be a Chevy, but a Chevy would be ideal. Whatever, and she was just like, no, they get what they get. And she booked it. And it's just like, it's like similar to when I was working at Equinox in West Hollywood.
You did too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we worked in different departments, but there was a membership counselor who was this like pregnant woman whose thing was to just act like she didn't care, and people coming and to potentially get memberships ate it up. They're like, she doesn't want me,
so I'm gonna actually sign up.
I will pay any amount of money because they don't apparently they don't want me here.
Right. And she wasn't even pregnant. That was a fake bump.
She wasn't even pregnant.
Good for her. I hope she got like profit share from all the people she brought in.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she was getting a decent commission.
Damn.
When you take the time to clear your schedule and you say, you know what? No, I'm at capacity. I'm not doing this. What is your dream scenario when you have the day to yourself and you go, click, 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 click?
One of my favorite things to do is to walk to the movie theater in Los Feliz on like a weekday, like 11:30 a.m. And it's usually just a smattering of other neighbors by themselves and just a little popcorn and me middle of the day by myself. That feels so good. In the world of the multiverse, I think that there are Giovannis who have like children or who have, non-artist jobs or whatever, where their schedules are more demanding. And I feel like I'm doing it for all of them. I think it's all of our dream to go to the movies in the middle of the day by ourselves, and that we can walk there. And I'm like, this is for us.
That's so
for the Council of Jiavani.
Sip the Dr. Pepper.
That is absolutely going to be a clip we use from this episode, because none of our guests, we've had so many guests, none of them have brought up the multiverse, which we need to be bringing up more. We need to be bringing up more.
I think about the multiverse a lot. I think that people find me to be a positive person, and they're not wrong. I think that every Giovanni in the multiverse thinks that they're in the best timeline. I think everyone is like, wow, they would be so jealous. This is the one. I think all of us think that.
Yeah.
And I love mine. I love my timeline.
Yeah.
Then there's fucked up shit in my timeline and there's pain in it, but that deepens my joy.
Does the multiverse help, just to come full circle? The multiverse helps me think about like, oh, I should have done that. I could have been this. But no, this was exactly like there's another Mary in a multiverse that's living out that timeline.
Yes, I feel relief. I don't feel stressed about like the choices that I don't make or make whatever, because I'm like, I think someone somewhere did that.
Exactly.
And that's fine. I feel a calm about not having kids, because it's about that time where it's like, if I'm going to do it, I kind of need to do it now biologically, and I'm not really interested.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I think someone is. It's fine.
Someone else is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. You don't have to stress too much about like the decisions you make or the auditions you miss or the shows you miss, because ultimately you are going to go to different places, but happy places.
It used to stress me out to think like that creatively, to be like, oh, someone did, like, I'd be like, oh, rat, someone thought of that thing. Or it's like doing that, I'd feel like jealousy about like, oh, I wish I had thought of that or whatever. But now I feel so much ease about a million things where I'm like, I don't have to do A, B, and C because there's plenty of people doing that.
Yeah.
It's not my job.
Yeah, it's
which
fine.
Makes it easier for me to say no to shit, because I'm like, I don't have to go do that because A, someone will do it, and then B, like someone probably at another show at another time will do a better job of whatever thing I was going to do. So what do I have to contribute here? Not to be down on myself, but like if I can't think of something that I'm excited to do or participate in or like bring to fruition, that I'm like, pressure's off, baby.
You can't do every single thing.
Someone's got to handle.
You can't, because you're just not going to be happy.
Yeah.
One thing that's been interesting is that I keep seeing drag kings do stuff I did 7 years ago. I don't know what to make of it. I never say anything. Yeah. But I'm just like, oh, wow, I did that.
I see stuff that I did a while ago too online. It's fun.
So it's not through people. It's not people you necessarily know or have performed in front of. It's just random.
It's just like stuff that like exists in the ether, or people find a way to express themselves in a specific way. But it's but we just didn't have the wherewithal to like tape it and put it on social media, I guess. And I'm sure even long before we did, there were other people doing similar things. But it's really fun to see stuff kind of make its way from the collective consciousness.
Sometimes when I've been on a show, there are people on that show that are doing ideas that I had in my process for that show. And I just like kept going like three more steps and like their thing was where I stopped like 2 weeks ago, and that makes me feel good.
We talked about that. Yes, I love that feeling of being like, oh, I can see exactly the thought process here.
Yeah.
And
I pushed further. And that makes
you could never be
excited.
me. You could never touch me.
Whenever those moments happen where I'm like either ahead of a trend or with our industry in particular, I go, oh, I'm at the right place. Yeah. Because I was predicting this trend, or I wrote a script like that, or I did this a couple years ago and now it's coming to fruition. Like I have the right idea. Like,
predict a trend.
Like, okay, well in the next
can we
5
trends
years,
right now?
Let's predict a
we've
trend.
never done that on the pod.
Let's predict a crazy trend. Not even crazy. It could just be a regular trend.
This is hard because I now work
bows on toes.
Bows on toes.
Bows on toes. Individual bows on every single one of your toes.
Cat dog hybrid pet.
Ooh. People wearing mustaches not on their face, but like in other places.
Ooh, I do like
that.
putting eyelashes other places.
Yes, I have seen that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you seen, there's this lady online that has an ear. She's an extra ear.
Whoa.
And she was born with it?
I don't know if it's real or not. I could be wrong. I think that it might be hers, but she could also just be very skilled prosthetics. I see people doing things with prosthetics that aren't for the sake of like doing like horror makeup or anything. I think someone will just be like, I put an ear on my hand because I wanted to put an earring there.
Nice.
I think people will do that.
Oh, you know what I think? Tooth extensions. I think teeth are gonna get bigger.
Yeah.
Teeth are gonna get bigger.
Yeah.
Tongues are gonna get smaller.
Yes.
Teeth are going to get bigger. We're going to look more like the Capitol from Hunger Games. You know? Where we're just going to look a little augmented.
They had tiny tongues in the Hunger Games.
Tiny tongues, bleached brows.
They had tiny tongues in
No,
the
I
Hunger
made that up.
Oh, I was like, whoa, how did I miss that storyline?
It would just be funny if they went through all the trouble of giving them tiny tongues we didn't see.
Have you seen people who get their tongues like split into three to be like little snakes?
3?
Yeah, I've seen like 3 so that they look like a snake.
I heard pubic hair is back.
Thank God.
Did pubes ever go away?
Yes.
Yeah, the 90s? Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, even until very recently.
In media. I feel like pubes in media went away, but I feel like in real life people had pubes.
Well, for like my friend is a sex worker who works at like a ranch in Nevada, and somebody came in like a year ago wanting someone with a bush, and nobody had one.
Whoa.
Like there was not an option for him. But yeah, like
the first harbinger of Bush being back.
Yeah, that was the tastemaker.
Canary in the coal mine about Bush.
I think about it's like with like body hair stuff and like shaving armpits and things. I think about like what is like colonizer stuff, like what's like Western, like what Western culture stuff has like, infiltrated into what I think is supposed to be beautiful, and like how can I separate myself from those kind of ideas. And then at the end of the thought processing, I'm like, oh, I just like being hairless. And then when I heard about like Bush being back, because I got laser years ago, and when I heard about being back, I was like, oh, thank God, now my thing will be punk rock.
Yeah, you'll be like,
I am the counterculture.
Subversive. Yeah, now I'm subversive instead of just doing the thing everybody's doing.
You know what's super LA?
Crying in your car?
No, I was going to say canceling your plans, but that too.
Yep, that is true. But you know what's even more LA than both of those things?
What?
CVT ice cream.
Oh my God, you're so right. Those classic handheld pouches that you can just eat on the go.
I've got one right here.
Oh.
It's delicious. They come in 2 flavors, chocolate and vanilla.
Oh, that's so nice.
If you've ever tried one of CVT ice cream's
vintage trucks.
The trucks that they have around
all around
town.
LA, so local. Those trucks are more local than I am.
I'm always saying that. And I'm always saying that.
I don't know what that means, but I get it, and you get it.
Well, get this. You don't have to leave the house anymore to track down a truck. You can just pop on over to your freezer and grab one of these pouches.
Yeah, and where can we get them? Maybe I can look at cvgsoftserve.com/locator to find out.
Yep, you can find them there.
I think maybe like 2021, I saw where the jeans trend was going, and I was like, oh, I think I'm done.
Following what works.
I think I'm done paying attention to what it is and doing it. I'm done buying jeans. I don't even like wearing jeans.
Yeah.
Jeans suck.
That's a big contributor to whether or not I want to go do a thing is if I have a fun thing to wear.
Yeah.
What was the last thing you put together where you were like, I got to go do something now because I have to wear this?
I'm loving white freckles right now, but I feel like white freckles makes me look like a deer.
Yeah, I was gonna say you look like a deer. It's
and I'm
so cute.
really into it.
It's really cute.
Yeah, it's really incredible.
This is the first time this menstrual cup headband has been out in years. It mostly is just a decoration in my home, but today was the day.
It's incredible, and I think more
you.
people need to have eyes on menstrual cups.
If I could do some like thick blood going down my hair and down my face, but I just I don't even like my hair on my face, let alone dripping blood.
Thick glitter blood.
Thick
Should we
glitter.
do
Like
listener?
Raja in Drag Race when she did the carry bucket that was like,
Oh, that's fun.
that's very cool.
Should we do listener mail?
Yes, let's do some. Okay, so we get some listener mail, and we'd love for you to weigh in on it.
No one ugly.
Okay.
We actually don't see them, but I can imagine that they're really hot.
You can tell.
People that listen to our pod are really good looking.
I had a gentleman caller. Okay, this is a hot person.
Yeah, you can tell.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So the submission is as follows. I had a gentleman caller that I had previously called upon multiple times, and he came to pick me up on New Year's Day. Spent the morning day drinking, got dinner, had snacks. Everything was spot on. Shenanigans are about to begin, and I started my period something heavy in the middle of giving fellatio with Princess Mononoke playing in the background. The person was very sweet and took me home in the morning, but like, damn, that's how we started 2025. So I guess this is them saying that their plans to just really engage in a night of fellatio and fucking was then derailed by getting their period something heavy.
Something heavy, which we all know that feeling.
Wait, I don't understand. And then they had to go home?
And then they had to go home, I guess.
No, it sounds like they completed the sexual act.
It says, I started my period something heavy in the middle of giving fellatio. The person was very sweet and took me home in the morning.
Yeah, no, I think they like fully hooked up.
So they just wanted to tell me that they
what the problem is. This was just a story. I don't see what the
This was
problem
just a
is.
story.
There's really no advice to be
This
had.
is so
Giavani,
funny.
But
You just sent in a message to brag about giving someone head and having a really good night.
That's nice.
that's cute.
That's nice, hot person.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
Maybe they
have you ever been given a prompt to do something and gone, nope? I put it in this thing because I was like, oh, this is starting fun, and like I assume that it's going to go off the rails because of this thing. Didn't finish the story, and it was just a regular story.
Okay,
Oh, you know what? I'll bring it back to SeaWorld and just like being given a prompt and going, nope. So in a previous year at SeaWorld, I was cast as one of the pathway princesses. So this is like you're out in the park, you give candy to kids, you take pictures with them. And there are 4 princesses, and I was in wardrobe and I saw the pictures of like what the costumes were going to look like. And 3 of them were super fun and gorgeous. And one of them was the earthworm princess. And it was like literally like sewn on patches. It was supposed to look tatty and bad and dirty. I was like, hey, I'm just going to tell you now, I'm the only princess who's a person of color. Please don't make me the tatty princess. That will not be okay.
No.
They did make me the tatty princess. And I was like, all right, this is the job. This sucks. I'm pissed, but like here I am, and I'm gonna make the best of it. And so the director tells me to do a Jamaican accent, and I was like, I'm gonna do received pronunciation, which is the high-end, like posh British accent. And he was like, no. And I was like, you can't stop me.
yeah.
Like I'm gonna be out there and I'm going to do what I'm going to do. But you put me in this tatty dress, and I'm gonna give her a posh accent. Fuck you. So yeah, I was given a prompt and I said, no.
Was it just one day that you were?
No, it was the whole Halloween season.
Jesus
so that's like
Christ.
4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, and you're out there for a while.
Yeah, and that's me out there like by myself. And same thing at Christmas time, I was an elf. They named me like Sparkles or something gay, and I was like, no, I'm gonna be called Bowie because I was the gift wrapping elf, and I renamed myself Bowie because I thought that was like
cute.
It was kind of punk. It was super cute. The children loved it. They're like, Bowie. They have no connection to like David Bowie or anything. It's just a freaking cute name, and it's like they told me not to call myself Bowie, and I was like, again, stop me. Like,
like what are you gonna do?
No one can stop me. I'm
take me
introducing
away?
myself. And then it was that character was a hit. Like children would run into the park asking for Bowie because like I would dance with them and stuff. And so like it was like kids are asking for Bowie again. Get back out there. And like the following year, the audition sides were the character of Bowie, and everybody auditioned for Bowie to see like
So
where
you
they would
rewrote
get.
you rewrote the narrative and made it better.
Yes.
And they didn't pay you extra to make their shit better.
No, but that's what I do everywhere.
Yeah, you're just punching shit up anywhere you go.
You're welcome. Whoa.
How many years did you work for SeaWorld?
I mean, seasonally, off and on for, I don't know, like 8 years.
Wow.
I did like the some Christmas shows. I hosted the Nighttime Dolphin show, the Shamu VIP show, Halloween.
That's the one where Shamu gets
private
naked.
events.
Excuse me? He gets naked.
Yeah.
He hates it. It's fucked up.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. Jesus. What is like the worst thing you've seen them do? You can't legally say.
I mean, it's just like the practice is not great.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's any like one specific thing. It was just like, yeah, like that's too small for a killer whale.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You have this incredible video of you hosting the dolphin show, and you're wearing a shirt with flames on it, I think.
Yeah.
And Jiavani's like, "Welcome to She's doing the full like you're giving the experience.
Welcome to SeaWorld, San Diego.
It's showbiz.
Yeah.
And you're just showbiz and hard, and you're like, it's time to like get this party started. Jiavani lifts her finger up in the air and pyrotechnics go off, and then dolphins shoot out of the water. Yeah. And it's the craziest thing.
Incredible.
Yeah. People ask me why I'm so confident. And it's like partly because I was hosting that show on the 4th of July, like during summertime, and the 4th of July was coming, and everybody who is working at SeaWorld is also like 20 years old.
Yeah.
Like, we want to go party. I want to go to the beach. I want to go party on a boat, whatever. And they were like, we need somebody to work on the 4th of July. And I was like, I actually think that could be cool. I'll do it. And so SeaWorld has the biggest fireworks display in the city. And my cue that night in the nighttime pyro dolphin show set off the fireworks display for the freaking city. So I point my finger in the air and go, "Happy 4th of July from SeaWorld, San Diego." And it's like, I lit up the sky with my finger, and it's like, there's power and fire and animals that I have summoned. Like, I felt like God.
Yeah, you're like a sea goddess.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my gosh. You
shit.
can't. Nobody can take that away from me. I never had the opportunity again, nor did any of those other people, because like that show didn't keep going after that. And so it's just like, that's the power I feel in my fingertips every minute.
Oh,
you were the cue for the city's fireworks.
Yeah, it was so
You
cool.
might as well have been the mayor, if not higher up than the
Better,
mayor.
because I'm magic.
Yeah.
Because you're a magic mayor.
Once you've wielded the powers of both nature and fire, I guess is
Where
fire
else do you
nature.
go from there?
If you were to craft an experience like that today, if someone said, "We have unlimited budget, we want you to host a 4th of July experience where you set off the fireworks," what would that look like?
I mean, I think it would be like super like sexy and queer and like genderqueer and also like fun. Like, those things are fun, but it's just like, it would be like some sort of cool nighttime thing where people are doing all sorts of interesting talents, like contortion and fire breathing and I don't know, like dancing.
Yeah.
Dancing.
Yeah.
It's just
Or fire dancing. You know when people fire.
Yeah.
it's like a tesseract of different talented acts occurring at once, just swirling and happening, and you're at the center of it.
Like a cool, sexy, queer Cirque du Soleil, where the pinnacle is me, I think some kind of levitation. It's got to be like a cool levitation. I'm in like a lot of like flowing fabric. There's this really cool part. I just watched Singing in the Rain on a plane, and there's this scene that people don't talk about where it's like she's in this flowy dress in like in wind, and the choreography is like for the fabric's movement, and like the way that the partner dancing, it like wraps them up in the fabric. And so I think it would be cool to be like lifted and manipulated within the thing I'm wearing.
Yeah.
And
then you explode at the end.
While all this like cool queer stuff is happening, and then at the end I die and shower everyone in my guts. and then I like appear again.
You rise again.
It's like the Prestige. You would clone yourself.
Yes.
You did die for real, but it was just your clone that came out.
Oh my God.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Let's get to work on that.
This needs to be in Vegas. Like, this needs to be in Vegas.
I wouldn't
now.
use it on Vegas. I would do it in Seattle and
Vegas is
blow
over there.
everyone's mind.
In a small town in Washington.
At the Puyallup Fair, Giovanni's guts will explode.
Well, Jiavani, thank you so much for coming.
this
Oh my gosh, that's the whole thing?
That was the whole thing.
Oh, okay, I meant to say more funny stuff. I just talked.
That's what
I
we're
think
here
that's
to do.
exactly. And also, hello, you brought us these amazing guests.
know.
You're welcome.
I like care so deeply about her now. I like fixed her outfit.
Oh, good.
I like want her
It's
to.
a beautiful gown too.
I know. I'm also like
Gorgeous.
very much like this was. I think in another life I was like a little Victorian doll or something. I just feel very connected.
Put your head on
doll.
That looks right.
Hello. Hey. Thanks for listening.